Morning Year 4 and welcome to your first lesson of the week. We are going to be continuing our learning on time today, but as always we're going to get started with our do now. So you can see your arithmetic do now on the screen, so pause the video, have a go at the questions and come back when you're ready to mark it. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you have managed to have a go at all of those questions. Hopefully you're starting to challenge yourself as well if you haven't already, having a go at some on this side. So I'm just going to pop up the answers. Can you just pause the video again and mark your work and come back when you're ready? Okay, so moving on to today's lesson. So we're going to be converting between days, weeks, months and years today. But before we get started on that, we're just going to recap what we did in Friday's lesson, which was converting between minutes and hours and seconds. So you can see some times on this side here and then look at what you're converting to. For the first one, 5 minutes, how many seconds is that? 3 hours, how many minutes, and so on. So pause the video, write down your answers and come back when you're ready to review. Okay, hopefully you've remembered how to do that from yesterday using the clues up here to help you. So 5 minutes, 5 times 60 is 300. 3 hours, again I'm multiplying by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 3 times 60 is 180. And then for this one, it's slightly different. So remember, I need to multiply this by 60 and add on 35. So 2 times 60, add 35. You should have got 155, and then 1 times 60 plus 50 is 110. So well done if you got all of those correct and you've remembered that from Friday. So today we're going to be moving on to looking at years, months and weeks and days. So I wonder if you can just have a think for a moment. Hopefully you can remember from your maths meetings and things like that, how many months are in 1 year and how many days are in 1 week. So I'm just going to pause for a moment, have a think. Okay, hopefully you have remembered, and if not, then you will need this information for today. There are 12 months in 1 year and 7 days in 1 week. So because we've been off school for a little while now and you haven't been having your maths meetings, we're just going to recap a little bit about our calendar maths to help us. So remember, there are 12 months in the year. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December. So we always remember the days of the year, the months of the year, sorry, with our little rhyme. 30 days have September, April, June and November. All the rest have 31 except for February alone, which has 28 days clear and 29 in a leap year. So you can see 30 days in September, so that is here, and April has 13, June and November. Then all the rest have 31, which you can see if you go and have a look at each individual one. And February is the only exception, which has 28 days, and then every 4 years on a leap year it has an extra day. So there are 12 months in a year, 365 days except on a leap year. And then we've got some other extra information here about decades. So decade is 10 years, and then a century is 100 years, as we remember things from cent, like centipede equal 100. And then 1,000 years is 1 millennium. So you don't need those today, but it's really good to try and remember that as well, because they will help you in the future. So let's move on to starting talking about days and weeks first. So if we have 1 week, as we already know, there are 7 days in 1 week. So if there are 7 days in 1 week, how many days are there in 2 weeks? How many days would be 2 weeks? So hopefully you're thinking I need to do 2 times 7, 2 lots of 7 days, which would be 14. So if there are 7 days in 1 week and 14 in 2, how many are going to be in 3 weeks? How many days in 3 weeks? So the calculation I need to do is 3 times 7, which is 21. So hopefully you're starting to see the pattern now. 7, 14, 21. So 4 times 7 is going to be how many days are in 4 weeks. So 4 times 7 is 28. 5 times 7 is 35, and 6 times 7 is 42. Well done if you were saying that along with me. Hopefully you've remembered your times tables. Obviously we could keep going, but we've also got our times tables here to help us as well. So if you need to, it might be really useful to write that down today while you're doing your work. So we're going to have a look at how we can convert that now. So this is going to be your task, but I'm going to model it first for you. Okay, hopefully that's nice and clear now. Okay, so I, as I said, have written my 7 times tables down here to help me, because it's much easier to have it there so you don't have to be doing it all in your head, make it a little bit easier for you. So we're just going to have a look at converting these amounts, okay? So similar to what we did on Friday, we have our days to weeks. I'd have to divide by 7, and weeks to days I need to be timesing by 7. And then we've got steps to success here to help us as well, because it's not just equal amounts that we're going to be converting. So first of all, I have 17 days and I want to change that into weeks and days. So 17 days into weeks and days. So I'm going from days to weeks, okay, because I've started off with just days here. So the first thing I need to do is divide by 7 to find the whole number of weeks. So I need to know how many groups of 7 are in 17, okay? So I can use my times tables here to help me. 1, 2, 3 weeks would be too many because that is 21 days and I've only got 17 days here. So I know that it's going to be 2 weeks is all I can fit into there. So 2 weeks, okay? Because 17 divided by 7 equals 2. But it's not equal to, so I need to know what's left over. So there should be a remainder. So to find out what that is, I can do 17 take away the 14, which was how many was here. So 17 take away 14. So 14, 15, 16, 17, there's 3. So my remainder is 3. So that remainder that I've got left over is the number of days. So 17 days is equal to 2 weeks and 3 days. Okay, let's look at a different example now where we're going from weeks and days to just days. So I've got 3 weeks and 4 days in just days. So I'm going to be going the opposite way this time. So from weeks to days. So the first thing I need to do is times the whole by 7 to find the number of days. So I've got 4 whole weeks here. So I need to multiply that by 7. So 3 times 7 is going to be my calculation. Again, I can use this to help me. 7, 14, 21. 3 times 7 is 21. So I've got 3 weeks is equal to 21 days. Now that's not my answer yet because I don't forget this 4 days here as well. So step 2 is to add on the remaining days. So I need to do 21 plus 4. Exactly like we did when we were doing this on Friday. So 21 add 4 is equal to 25. Completed both steps and my answer is 3 weeks and 4 days is equal to 25 days. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples before you go to your independent task. So this time I've got 30 days, changing it to weeks and days. So again, I'm going from days to weeks, so I need these steps to help me. So I'm going to be doing some division this time from days to weeks. I'm dividing by 7. So I need to find how many groups of 7 are in 30. How many weeks are in 30? So I'm going to use my times tables to help me. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I go here, it's going to be way too high. So 28 is the closest. So there are 4 whole weeks. 30 divided by 7 equals 4. But remember, it's not exact because I was at 28. So I've got a remainder here. So I need to do 30 minus 28. So we can do that in our head. 30 minus 28 is equal to 2. Well done if you got that with me. So my remainder is 2. So remember that becomes my days. So 30 days is the same as 4 weeks and 2 days. Okay, final one we're going to do is 2 weeks and 6 days into days. So I need my second lot of steps to success this time to help me. So remember, the first thing I need to do is multiply the whole by 7 to find the number of days. So you can do this one in your head. 2 weeks I've got here. So 2 weeks times 7. 2 times 7. 2 times 7 is, hopefully you're saying 14. Now I need to be really careful I don't write that in here because I'm not quite finished yet. I haven't added on my days. Okay, so 2 weeks is equal to 14 days. I need to add on 6. So hopefully you can do this in your head. You can do a long out addition like this if you need to. I'm just going to do that in my head. 14 and 6. Hopefully you know number one is 20. Okay. So you can use these steps to success and come back and pause the video on this bit if you need to. But you're going to go away now and complete task 1. So you've got 6 questions there. So think carefully about what you need to do, which one you're converting. You've got your 7 times tables to help you as well. So when you've done that section, make sure you mark it from the answer sheet and then come back when you're ready to move on. Off you go. Okay, so we're going to look now at months and years. So you can see again, I've got my years on this side and my months on this side. I know that there are 12 months in 1 year. So how many months are there going to be in 2 years? So I'm going to be using a different times table this time. So hopefully you can recognise it is 2 times 12 that I need to do this time. And 2 times 12 is 24. So I need to do 3 times 12 to find out how many months are in 3 years. So I want you to think in your head, what's 3 times 12 or 12 times 3? 36. Well done if you got that. So we can see our pattern again. We're using our 12 times table. So 12, 24, 36. So the next one is going to be 4 times 12, which is 48. Next one is 5 times 12, which is 60. And finally 12 times 6 is 72. Well done if you're following on there. Obviously you can write your times tables down again to help you if you need to, because I know the 12s can be a little bit tricky and we hadn't really practiced them in school as much as the others. We were going to move on to them after Christmas, but obviously we have not been in school, so hopefully you can keep practicing those, but do write them down to help you for now if you need to. Right, we're going to have a look now at task 2 then, which is converting between months and years, as again I'm going to model that for you. So let's have a look. So I have my 12 times tables this time to help me, and again my steps to success. So this time I'm going to be from months to years dividing by 12, and from years to months timesing by 12. So the first one I'm going to convert is 38 months into years and months. So I'm going from months to years. So step 1 I need to do, very similar to the last one that we just did, but with our 12 times tables this time, I'm going to divide by 12 to find the whole number of years. So I need to know how many groups of 12 are in 38. 38 divided by 12. So I'm going to use this to help me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's 48. So I know 36 is the closest. So 1, 2, 3, it's going to be 3 years. Okay. 38 divided by 12 is 3 remainder. So I know it didn't go in equally, so I need to find out what my remainder is to know how many months are left over. So 38 subtract 36 is equal to, hopefully you can do that in your head. Think about 8 take away 6 is 2. So there are 2 months left over. So 38 months is equal to 3 years and 2 months. Okay, let's look at another example. So this time I have 2 years and 8 months. So I'm going from years to months this time. So very similar again to last time. So I need to times my whole, but by 12 this time to find the whole number of months. So 2 years, 1, 2. So 2 years is equal to 24 months. So I'm just going to write that there to remind me. Remember, I'm not going to write it in the answer just yet because I need to add on my months here. So I need to do 12, add on the remaining months, which is 8. 12 plus 8 is equal to, well done, it is 20. Oh, can you spot my mistake there? What have we done? Just going to give you a moment to think. Okay, hopefully you have recognised that it can't be 20 because I already had 24 here. So what number should we have been adding? Good, so hopefully you recognise that that is not the correct one. We should be adding 24 plus 8. So you have to be really careful that we're converting it and making sure that the correct number that we're adding on to. So it should be 24 plus 8 because I had 2 years. So 24 plus 8 in your head is 32. So I should have 32 months here because that wouldn't have made sense because 20 is smaller than 2 years. Okay, let's have a look at another example. So 75 months this time, a little bit tricky, quite a big number, but let's see if we can follow our steps and help us. So first of all, we need to divide by 12 to find the whole. So I've got 75, let's find how many times it can be divided by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm not going to go to 7 because that's 84, it's bigger than 85. So if I do 75 divided by 12, it is equal to 6. So I know there's going to be 6 years. But of course it's not exact because there is a remainder. So the next thing I need to do is find out the remainder. So I'm going to do 75, subtract. Now again, just like the last one, we need to be really careful with subtracting the right number. It should be the number in the 12 times table. So I know I'm subtracting 72 to find that remainder. So 75 subtract 72. Again, we should be able to do that in our head. Is 3. So 6 remainder 3, 6 years and 3 months. Okay, it's exactly the same steps as we were doing for days and weeks, but just with the 12 times table. So let's see if we can just do one more together before you go on your own. So 4 years and 3 months. I want you to think, what's the first thing I'm going to have to do here to change this into months? So think about your steps to success. Okay, so hopefully you've recognised I need to times the whole by 12 first. So I need to do 4 times 12. What's 4 times 12? So you can use this on the side to help you. So 4 times 12 is 48. So again, I'm just going to write that there. Be really careful you don't write it here because I haven't finished my steps yet. So I've done the first step. Sorry, this one here. What do I need to do next? So I need to add on the remaining months. So I'm going to add on this 3. So be really careful again that you're doing 48 because that's how many months I've got so far, plus 3. So most of you should be able to do this in your head. If you want to write it down to make sure you've got it correct, that's absolutely fine. But I can do that one in my head. So 48, 49, 50, 51. So 51 months is equal to 4 years and 3 months. So that should be quite easy because it's carrying on from the previous task as well. It's exactly the same steps. So just make sure you're following those if you need to. So you're going to go away now and have a go at task 2. When you're ready, make sure you have marked the answers. And there, as always, are some reasoning questions for you on there as well. So have a great day, everybody, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.